Here is a shortened version of my 3-day workout program that you can do with resistance bands from the comfort of home. So first off, this workout was designed to last about 30 minutes or less depending on the sets, reps, and rest that you take. You also focus on a rep range of 5 to 10 where you start at 5 and work your way up to 10 before adding on more resistance and starting that all over again. The goal of each set is to reach a point of momentary muscular failure where you cannot move the resistance in the concentric or contraction phase of the exercise any longer. I do recommend 2 additional partial reps after that if needed. For rep speed, try 3 seconds up and 3 seconds down, and on each ends of that rep range, try slowly changing the direction. For frequency, I recommend at least 1 day of rest between each one of the workouts. I personally do Monday, Wednesday, Friday as my workout routine, with Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sundays off, but feel free to fill it with any cardio, walking, or any other activity you'd like to do. Just make sure it doesn't affect your ability to build muscle by taking energy away from that when you're at rest. Now, if you are ever not able to complete all 3 workouts, feel free to just pick 2 or even 1 of your favorite ones and just do those, as they will mix and match pretty well even if you don't do all 3 in a week. And with that, let's break down all the equipment you will need for this resistance bands home workout. First off are loop bands, and I recommend the SunPal bands that I'm using in the demonstration of this video. With that, I recommend a resistance bands bar. The one I have here is the Geku bar that has the attachments on the end, but I also have an additional one if that one is not available, which is the Instar bar, but you will need to buy triangle links to put on the ends as well. The third one is a standing platform, and I use one called the Step that raises you 4 additional inches off the ground for some pre-stretch and to standardize each one of your exercises. And also I put felt pads on the bottom in order to protect my floors and walls depending if I put the step up against a wall as well. The fourth item are J-hook handles. I use the ACBE or ACB handles and just loop the bands through it in order to complete many exercises. The fifth item is a door anchor, and I use the one from Boss Fitness that you can simply put into your doorway, close the door, loop the bands through it, and do many of the vertical pulling exercises like a pull down. And the sixth and final item is a way to store the bands and all the other equipment, and that is the Holy Luck drawstring bag. So just the bag, I put all the items in except for the standing platform. That way they stay nice and tidy when I'm not using it, and I can travel with it as well. So looking at each day of the plan, it will always break down as such. You will always start off with some kind of warm-up exercise where you're just going to be doing 5 reps. From there, you will have an additional 5 total exercises, but the first 3 of those will always be some kind of compound exercise, followed by an isolation focus, and then a finisher isolation exercise as well. And for each of the exercises, you will always do 5 to 10 reps, but it'll break down a little bit when you get down to the compound movements, as you'll do a little longer rest over that first exercise. You will always take a 90-second rest. The next 2 compounds will always be 60-second rests, and then from there, the last 2 isolation-based one are always 30 seconds of rest. So looking at day number 1 in the plan is our squat focus day, so we will be warming up with a body weight squat. But from there, let's take a look at the 5 exercises in that day. So the first exercise will be the main one, and that is going to be a front squat. Moving on to exercise number 2, we have the standing bar chest press as using the bar forwards. And then the third exercise will be a pull down using your door anchor, so a seated pull down. The isolation exercise for that day will be lateral raises using the J-hook handles. And then the final finisher exercise will be standing calf raises. So from there, take 1 day minimum of rest before moving on to workout number 2. So for day number 2, the warm-up will be body weight push-ups. Again, just focusing on getting the rep tempo down before moving to exercise number 1. And the first exercise in the plan is going to be standing overhead presses to hit the shoulders. From there, we're going to move to exercise number 2, back to the lower body and hamstrings with the Romanian deadlift. And the third exercise will be hitting the chest and triceps with the close grip bar press. Now for day 2's isolation exercise, we are going to be doing bicep curls, and then as the finisher of the day, we'll be doing standing shrugs. Remember to take at least a minimum of 1 day of rest between before moving on to day number 3. And to start off the warm-up for day number 3, you have 2 choices, either pull-ups, which is what I do, or you can just simply do pull-downs using the door anchor before moving to the first exercise. And that first exercise is going to be seated rows targeting the back. Then looking at exercise number 2, we will have a chest press, but this time using the J-hook handles and then laying on the platform. And then the third exercise on this day will be suitcase squats using those J-hook handles as well. Now the isolation exercise focus for day 3 is going to be overhead tricep extensions. And then our finisher and the last exercise for the week will be the cable crunch using the door and door anchor. Now I did create a longer version of this workout program where I go more in depth on the exercises, execution, things you should know, and all of that. Now I'll put a tile on screen now for you if you'd like to check out that video, or a link in the description so you can learn more about this program if you're interested in doing it the right way.